Hello fellow creatives, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellen and this is my artist's diary. Today's vlog is going to be a deep dive into my day-to-day life as a full-time artist, and if you are curious about nitty-gritty details and some artistic processes, you are in for a treat. But before we get started, don't forget to press that subscribe button below to join our growing community. Now, let's get started. First things first, I peek into my morning routine. Last week I was sick and I decided to film this vlog to get back to my daily routine and become productive again. A glass of warm water and a bit of stretching, only then I do have my breakfast and a good cup of coffee. The weather in Oslo is cold today, and be energized, I have to take care of myself. Also, it's almost 4 years of us living in Scandinavia, and this experience made me concentrated on self-care and slow living and work-life balance. The self-care routine is done, and now, beautiful and charged with energy, I'm off to the studio. Currently my studio is at home, but I guess that the next year, when we move to London, I will rent a separate space. 3 weeks ago we applied for UK visa and it's supposed to be already done now, but we were told that it might be delayed for around a month. So since this moment we can receive this visa any day, like today or tomorrow, or we can wait for a month probably. So I hope that we will move to London straight before the Christmas. And now let's dive in my creative process here in the studio as I'm preparing the space for the productive and full of inspiration day. Now the magic begins. I'll be working on my self-portrait today and we will paint these beautiful flowers I sketched yesterday. Normally I don't paint, but I use the flowers that I dry there, but this portrait was started 10 years ago and here I've been painting flowers, and that's why we will continue working the same way just to finish this portrait. That time, 10 years ago, I haven't worked as a full-time artist and I've been painting for fun mostly, so I've been using pictures from Pinterest as my source of inspiration. So this is the thing we will do today together. So here's a picture. And we are ready to prepare some paints to paint it. From initial strokes to intricate details, you will witness the process of painting these flowers. I'm trying to start wearing gloves while painting, but I prefer to feel properly with my hand all the colors I have. I don't know, I act like intuitively mixing them to reach the shade that I want to see in the picture. I decided to finish it this year because I have several reasons. The first one is that I want to get more energy before the next year, and to get some energy you have to finish some unfinished things. And another reason is that there is a competition in Royal Society of Oil Painters in London that I want to participate in, and to participate you have to apply with portraits, and I don't have suitable portraits to apply with, but I have 2 unfinished portraits that might be suitable if I finish them. So I have to finish these portraits before we move, and to take pictures, to let them dry a little bit, and to apply with them. So for the case if I'm accepted, I'll be able to participate with these pieces. Another portrait that I want to finish is a blogger's portrait. It's one beautiful girl living between Paris and New York, and we are following each other for quite some time, and I find her style very inspiring. So I decided to paint her. She inspired artists quite often to paint her, and she is normally posting all the artworks inspired with her pictures, with her appearance. And I guess it might be a good advertising for me and my art. Maybe it will help me to get some new followers. I think I've been quite slow on social media lately, and I want to change my approach this year. So I want to gain more followers, create better quality of the content. And this might be the way that the gallery of my dream will find me. Because now the competition is quite high and you should work hard to be noticed. There are a lot of good artists and they are creating high quality artworks and high quality social media content, and get noticed, you should really do your best. Another painting that I want to finish this year before we move is Parisian Breakfast. It's a portrait of a beautiful blogger, and I will leave the link here to her profile. So I hope I will manage to do it very nice, and then I will apply for this Royal Society of Oil Painters in UK with this portrait, and if I'm accepted for the exhibition, I will of course frame it and exhibit there. Yeah, and if you want to participate in this exhibition also, I will leave the link in the description of the video, so you can also apply. I think the competition is open until the end of January. So you have time to start paint your portraits and try and win this competition too. Artist is also human and needs a recharge. So join me for a cup of coffee and let's discuss the process that we just experienced. Sometimes the most significant breakthroughs happens during these moments of pause. And of course you should give the rest to your eyes from time to time, because you get used to something that you're painting, or you get over concentrated on some moments and stop seeing the whole picture together. So you have to do some breaks and pauses during the painting process to have a fresher glance at the painting and to see which parts of the painting you've done you want to change, what you want to add somewhere, and to see the whole picture coherent together again. Normally I forget to take these pauses. I can paint like unlimited amount of hours with no breaks. I forget to eat, and I don't feel that I'm already really tired. So this is something that I want to remind myself all the time, that it is important to recharge, to have some snacks, to have some pause. And normally I use these pauses to do my content on Instagram, because as an artist and content creator at the same time, I have to do fresh updates from my day-to-day life. And I'm trying to share it in the process, like real time. And if you're curious about this behind the scenes daily routine of an artist, I will leave the link for my Instagram here. Please feel free to find me. I'm Alien on Instagram too. Please follow, and I'm sharing stories daily, and I'm trying to share like 3-4 posts a week. Now I'm going to take my phone that is filming, and I will do some stories or reels for Instagram, and we will continue. As the day winds down, it's time to reflect on today's progress, some lessons learned, and things that I'm looking forward in the nearest future. Artistic challenges are inevitable, and we all face some problems during our creative process or our creative way. I'm not always satisfied with my work and something that I imagine in my head. Sometimes I cannot reach it, or sometimes I cannot imagine something that is good enough to be created. So everything is okay. But reflecting on my latest experience, my biggest problem is time optimism. Previously, I've been creating my artworks very quickly, but now I'm not satisfied with the quality that I had during that period. And now it takes me such a long time to develop the quality that I want to show to people. This kind of scale of paintings, I normally work with this like tiniest brush, the number 0, doing like the smallest details. And this is a technique that I feel into right now. I set up the deadline for this painting. I want to finish it this week. 1 week of painting means 40 to 70 hours for me, because sometimes I work 7 days a week, sometimes I work 5 days a week, sometimes I work 8 hours a day, and sometimes 10 hours a day. And this is again, this time thing will be discussed in more details in the next video. And in the next video I will share the results of this experiment. If I manage to finish it, I will share the result with you. Another thing bothering me right now is that we are moving soon, and if these 2 paintings are wet, it will be problematic to deliver them to London and then to deliver them to exhibition. So I want to finish them as soon as possible, and I will probably spend longer hours on creation process. And when we move, we will live in the temporary apartment for 1-2 months. And for this period, not to lose my daily painting habit, I prepared some sketches on these unstretched canvases that I want to work on during these days. I will take the tape and I will stick them straight to the wall. So I will paint these portraits also for the same competition during the January in London. Thank you for spending this day with me. If you enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for my channel, and ring notification bell not to miss the next vlog about planning. And as a planning maniac, I can't wait to see your insights, your way of doing it, or your questions about my way of planning in the comments below. Until the next time, keep going, keep creating, and can't wait to see you in the next vlog. The future is bright, and I'm thrilled to have you along for a ride.